Gordon, of course, the big change today is that you need some change to ride Metrorail, at least $1 worth of change. It's a paying proposition today. Whereas yesterday's freebie rides brought well over 100,000 people to the system, train officials are figuring they're going to get about 4,000 to 6,000 people today. And the way things are going, that estimate looks about right. Today's operations, though, are going pretty smoothly, which may help this fledgling train system gain some credibility with the people who really count, the commuters.
If it looks like I'll ride it, yeah, because I just don't want to. I've ridden in a carpool for about a week and a half up that Dixie Highway, and no way, I don't want to. That's just too boring, and this is a better way to meet people, too. So.
A lot of people who took the train this morning said the headaches of the highway drove them to it.
I think it's going to make all the difference in the world. I hated driving down Dixie Highway every day, just watching the other guys bumper all the way through.
But not everybody on the platform at the Dade South Station is intending to make this a daily event.
My car died this morning, so I was planning to try it anyway. It just stepped up my plans a little bit.
I don't know if I'll take it every day, but I'm going to take it pretty often.
The county manager said he was surprised the morning ridership was so low. Metrorail officials said about 1,100 people rode the system between 6 and 9 a.m. They expect that on average, 90% of the train system's riders may be going back and forth to work. But rush hour traffic along Dixie Highway seemed unaffected by the rail's debut, according to Dade Traffic Systems Manager Robert Williams. Commuters had their problems with Metrorail's park and ride system, and many forgot to bring exact change for the automatic fare machines.
But most commuters we talked to really did enjoy the ride once they got on the train. Now, News 4 sent a couple of commuters of its own out in the fray this morning. We had David Goldstein on the road and Al Sunshine riding the rails.
I'm David Goldstein, using the old standby, the automobile, and I wasn't alone. It looks like thousands of people bypassed the first real test of the rail and took Dixie Highway to work during rush hour.
If you're not on Metrorail?
No, I'm afraid.
You're afraid?
Yes.
What do you think of traffic this morning?
Like every day.
No difference?
No.
Traffic was heavy, but moving slightly better than without the rail. One reason might be this: the old carpool signs covered up. The left lane was open to all traffic, including myself, and for the first few minutes we were moving steadily. But from up in the air, you could see something develop.
Finally hit my first real tie-up in traffic just north of the University of Miami. A little bit stop and go, but I used to be stopped way back right around Sunset Drive, so looks like Metrorail's helping me out.
And helping the others who, for one reason or another, took the old way to work this morning.
Costs more to take Metrorail than it does to drive the Honda.
Putting costs aside, the trip from Kendall Drive to work for me this morning took about the same time, but it is a little frustrating to be caught in traffic, look up, and see the rail speeding by. David Goldstein, News 4.
It was the kind of morning that Metrorail was made for. The Dadeland North parking lot was almost empty at about 8 a.m. After a short walk to the station, there I was, ready for my first Metrorail ride to work.
It's been about 8 minutes since we left. I'm at the Metrorail station. Where's the train?
I wasn't the only one waiting for the train to get into downtown, but nobody seemed upset about waiting for Metrorail instead of waiting in rush hour traffic.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot faster.
How's the wait been so far?
Not too bad. We just missed a train coming up here, so I think one will be along any minute, I hope.
It only took about 5 minutes for the train to arrive. Despite the crushing crowds of yesterday's free rides, the trains this morning were almost empty. What a difference $1 makes. Metrorail commuters thought the ride on the train was well worth the price.
We were driving into town with my husband, and it was so bad we got off and got on the train.
How's the ride been so far?
Great. I'm used to this from Chicago. This is smoother than the Chicago trains.
Are you going to take it again tomorrow?
Probably. I'm not going to fight that traffic.
27 minutes. That's not a bad ride so far. Good train ride?
Beautiful. I loved it.
Going to take it tomorrow?
Definitely. Yes.
Thank you.
If tonight's rush hour works as well, Metrorail's first day of real service will be a big hit with Miami's new Metrorailers. Al Sunshine, News 4.
With us right now, King Elliott, a Metrorail spokesman. Mr. Elliott, so far the problems are minor, whatever you've been experiencing?
Right. They're the sort of thing you would expect when you start up a new system. Nothing serious, and everything's going smoothly.
You did have somebody wander out onto the track bed this morning, huh?
That was unfortunate. It could have been a real tragedy, but The person apparently got through a gate that she was able to get the lock loose on and got out on the guideway. We were able to get her off before anything serious happened.
Most of the complaints you're hearing about the lack of change machines, is that?
There have been some complaints about that, but that was a policy decision made a long time ago, and I don't know that that's going to change.
But the rides seem to be going smoothly.
Everybody's enjoying the rides. We've had about 1,400 people so far.
Okay, thank you very much, King Elliott. A couple of tips for people who might be wanting to take it later on in the day. Definitely allow a little extra time. It is a new system, and also, as you just heard, bring change. Robin, Gordon?
Nick, you mentioned earlier ridership of maybe 4,000 today, but when you translate that into actual people, it's far less, isn't it?
Well, what they had, as of about 11 o'clock this morning, they had 1,380 riders, I think, and what they're counting there is trips. That estimate counts trips rather than riders, so you figure 1,380 riders is about 2,760 trips. If you assume all those people are going home at some point, it's really going to depend on how the lunchtime traffic bears out. Nick Bogert reporting live from the Government Center Station.